Hello. Today I want to talk to you about progress on the Smoking Wyrm Monograph Volume 2, Number 1, Krampus Comes to Boterham. I'm going to spend some time going through prototypes and everything so you can see where we've been and where we're at now. So this is the earliest prototype that we did. This is actually just a cheap printed copy off of my inkjet printer of the original Krampus Comes to Boterham adventure. And it's got some this was a mock-up so that I could go do some proofreading on it and stuff like this and everything. So this is the original text. Here is the original print run of cards, just checking some things. You notice here, for instance, area 1-4 and stuff. These are not centered or anything. They're just on there because we certainly weren't sure where we're going to put it. And it's just in black and white with the cover of the little... and these are, again, just cheap inkjet printings. So from there, we migrated to this version. This is the actual stock that the folio is going to have and everything. And when you open it, it holds... this now is actually a final version of the sensory cue cards. They come in 31 cards there. That's the complete deck. So you can see it's in full color. It's printed really nicely. It's in these muted colors. That's intentional. And the area is just floated here with this just floating above. So they're nice, clean, easy to use. And then we had these adversary cards. This side looks great. Very happy with it. Looks really well. Looks really nice. This side we were not happy with. This was just a test. You know, we do tests. We design. Ethos kind of changes as we work through things. But we weren't happy with this. It was a little too wine colored, and then this is a little too crazy, I guess you could say. And then this is actually the final printed version, the risograph printed version of the booklet. Here it's all done, nice, finished, perfect. So where does that leave us? Let's just put these away and get them out of the... After that, I showed you something just a little different. We're going to need that again. And that was an initial prototype of the silkscreen cover. Now this is essentially just a duplication of the cover off the main booklet with a different piece of Krampus art, both by John Cobb. And this was just, the reason I printed this was I was testing to see if I could get the spine text where it needed to be. And so this is printed on a white kind of cardstock. Again, has the final version of that. And here it gets a little more complicated. One of the things that we realized that you may have seen in the previous mock-up that I just did was the cards were just set above each other. And we didn't like that. That was not a great thing. Oh, and then inside the card, the index, the folio has, this is the early version of some information on how to use different add-ons to the game, such as the sensory cue cards and everything. Here is another finished version of the sensory cue cards. They're just, I'm really happy with these. They came out really nice. And then here is another mock-up of the adventure cards, adversary cards. Here we've reduced the name, and we've put a little bit of text on there. And the reason why we did that was so that this set matches up with the Smoking Wyrm Monograph 1.1, For Whom the Bell Trolls, because they're set in the same little town, and we wanted them to look the same, or look consistent in some way. And so this looks good, but I wasn't totally happy with the way the gray and the black were working. It was making it hard to read. And so that needed some reworking. The other thing that you'll notice is that there is a rough little sleeve here that just holds the cards nicely. Keeps them from falling or, going everywhere and stuff. And so you can just kind of put them right back in. It should fit well. I don't have that one all the way over or something. Kind of just got to get them in there next to each other. Anyway, there we go. All three sets fit in there. This is an A8 envelope, and I'm botching it right now, but it actually does go well, and it holds everything in place. And then you can set that in there, and then you can put this in here. And then that makes it actually a lot easier to tuck away, and it just makes it a little more sturdy. It does add a little bit of bulk to it, but it's not much. This cover is too complex for my rudimentary silk screening skills to silk screen. And so after some discussion, some conversation with the silk screening people who were burning my screens for me, we settled on this, which is essentially the black and white version of the Krampus on the cover here. And so this is much easier for me to silk screen, and this actually is an alignment mock-up. You can see it's got the Blind Visionary Publications on it. It has the spine art. I don't know if you can adjust. There. You can see that nicely, just a little bit, and everything. And so this is a mock-up, and this was finished just the other day. So this right here is currently what I'm finishing. I'm working on silk screening these. The cards are all printed, but I need to cut them still on the die cutter, and that's easy enough to do. And I really liked. See, there is plenty of room for those. I was just botching that up. I really liked that sleeve that I put the cards in, but I didn't like the color. And so I found a red envelope that will work for that, and that should arrive this week, or 1,000 of them should arrive this week. And so that's it. You can see that there's been quite a bit of evolution from original mock-ups to final versions and everything and stuff, but we're getting there, and I think this actually is pretty cool looking. And so I'm in the process of finishing the silk screening, cutting the cards, and final assembly, waiting for the envelope to arrive, and everything, so I can just put everything away. So you'll get a very nice package that you'll be able to use and keep without things falling everywhere. And that's the progress right now on Smoking Wyrm Monograph 2.1.